So there is a beauty pageant. Now, forgive me if I don't get these details 100% because we're not really in this sphere.
No, it's not really our thing.
This isn't Miss World or Miss Universe or whatever one of those. I don't know. What's the highest?
It's got to be Miss Universe, right?
Is there anything bigger than a universe? What's the most
Galaxy,
important?
Miss Galaxy?
Galaxies are
no, the
much
universe
smaller.
is part of Galaxy is part of a universe. Yeah, sorry.
Anyway.
Miss Universe has to be the biggest.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm so disappointed there aren't aliens in that. You know, when I was a kid and they would like Miss Universe, I always thought that you'd have aliens.
That would be very funny.
I was so disappointed,
Anyway, there's a beauty pageant called Miss Grand International.
Is it Grand? I thought it was Grand.
Grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miss Grand International. And there was apparently someone entered from Taiwan to represent the country of Taiwan. As you can see, the flag of Taiwan there.
Right.
This is the official like logo or whatever for her entry. We got a message from someone. It says, "Hey guys, can you report on this fake Taiwan contestant in the Miss Grand International beauty pageant? She's actually from China."
Ooh.
This means that actually China has two contestants participating in this beauty pageant, Zhong Yisun and this imposter, Yuhan Chen.
Okay.
The Miss Grand International Beauty Pageant was held on October 25th in Thailand. We had got this before that, so they said, please cover this before it happens. It's all over the news in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So what happened was China is trying to claim ownership of everything in Taiwan.
Sure.
Like whether
they try to claim ownership of Taiwan.
Yeah, no, I mean like between the military drills, the encirclement, the creepy behavior, they even entered a Chinese person as a Taiwanese contestant in this beauty pageant.
Isn't
and they
it
thought no one would understand or get away with it?
It's so sad. Have you noticed? Whenever there's anything to do with Taiwan, either China like gets their knickers in a knot and gets all angry about it and like, how dare you pretend you're not Chinese? But then if Taiwan wins a sport or something, they're like, we won.
We did it. Yeah.
We did it. China did it. You know?
You remember?
Like,
it's just
like,
bringing you guys a flashback when the medal count, when America pulled ahead and won the Olympics. If you do the total golds and total medal count, all that stuff. They were like, actually, they first started reporting in China. They said, actually, China won because we have Hong Kong and the Taiwan Chinese Taipei team, which is Taiwan, which they muscle Taiwan, changing their name to Chinese Taipei, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they rectified that later on. But in the beginning, they're like, oh, we won the Olympics.
Yeah, we won because Taiwan won
Hong
a bunch.
Kong.
Yeah, it's like, come on, get out of here.
Anyway,
petty
what happened was people were like, this
nonsense.
is weird. We don't know, like the people that follow this stuff in Taiwan, but we don't know this woman, right? So they go to her Instagram. It had just started, just started to get content on it.
Yeah.
And she does this interview where people are like asking, like, why are you on all this mainland stuff? They found her doing interviews with only mainland media, like China media, right? And so she's going on to explain, like, oh, I do lots of pageants and I'm blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, if you're from Taiwan, you have a very specific accent, one that me and Winston can pick from a mile away too.
Yep. Yeah.
So you can imagine you're not gonna be duping Taiwanese people.
No, you're not
speaking
duping
like
Taiwanese
a mainlander.
people, yeah.
She clearly, and I'll show you a couple sentences of this, but she clearly rehearsed the beginning where she kind of sounds Taiwanese, where she introduces her name and then says she's from Taiwan, and immediately goes straight into like a northern standard Mandarin accent from mainland China.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Just as if you guys speak Chinese, you'll get it. But
我是来自台湾的，然后在国内做的是选美行业，我会参加很多的比赛，有很多的选美小姐参加完拿了奖以后。
Anyway, she has a straight up, almost
you can hear
standard Mandarin accent. You can just play it through. It's fine while we talk about it. So people were getting outraged in Taiwan because not only are they doing military drills where they're encircling Taiwan, saying we're going to take you over, we're going to bomb you, we're going to take you back, but even in these not small competitions, but international competitions, they forced Taiwan to change their name to Chinese Taipei, and now they're even just putting their own contestants in.
It's not fair. I mean, imagine let's take it like this. Imagine you got a football team, right?
Yeah.
And someone suddenly wears your uniform and goes out and says, I represent whatever football team from this school, and then they suck and play badly or something.
Yes.
You know, it's not fair. Or they do something outrageous, or they do something that, they're using your name.
Yes.
It's like an imposter.
Yes.
It's not cool.
Yes.
Right?
And a lot of people are duped by this, by the way. Like,
Sure.
think about this. No one in foreign countries, like in Thailand where this was held, or all these other places, they're not going to know the difference, right, between the accent and stuff.
Dude, it's kind of like, when you go to a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's just literally, it's got Korean written on the wall, or it's got Chinese, and it's all Chinese chefs, and it's Chinese food. But it's a Japanese, and most people don't know. They're like, oh, this is great. Japanese restaurant from Japan. You
I
go
told
in there
you-
and it's like a Hunan accent behind there.
Yeah, I told you this before, but I went to get some sushi and a beer, and I sat down at a Japanese sushi. I said like Japanese sushi, and I sat down. I was the only one in there. Literally had an hour to kill before I was meeting someone. Grabbed some sushi and I got a beer, and I heard him and his wife were the only people in there running the restaurant. I said, "Oh, how long have you been running this place?" in Chinese to them. And his wife literally ran away to the back room and slammed the door.
Thought you were
and
ice.
locked. That was ice or something. I was like, "Bro, tell your wife to calm down."
Exactly.
And I got him to come out, and turns out, they're
It's kind of
immigrants,
like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you were Italian or something and you went to an Italian restaurant, but it was run by Greek people or something,
Yeah,
pretending
exactly.
to be Italian.
Yes.
Coming out there
Oh,
saying,
what are you talking about?
It's like a mama used to make it or something like that, but in a really bad accent. It's not cool, right?
And then and he takes off his mask, and it's like Zeus or whatever.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
He's got like
lightning bolt.
curly, beard. Anyway,
Yeah.
you get the idea.
Yeah, you
anyway,
get
this
the idea.
this is interesting.
Wow, we really went off the rails with that
I don't
one.
know what the
Yeah,
hell I'm talking
exactly,
about.
yeah.
So this is China declares success as its youngest astronauts reach space, and you show a picture of them in the next photo.
Okay, let's see.
I just wanted to say, cool story, bro. Now stop taking advantage of the World Trade Organization
Yes,
policy of
yeah.
shipping all this cheap crap to my country, through Temu and all these other places.
If you have a
Appreciate
space
it.
program,
you don't need to take advantage of charitable policies.
China still accepts foreign aid
Yeah,
because they're a developing country.
you just sent people to space. It's time to not do that.
Also, sent the youngest astronauts. What's next? Sent the first astronaut with shoulder-length hair and a mustache.
Yeah, that's like...
What is it like? It doesn't matter, bro.
You have a space program.
Yeah.
You don't need a beneficial policy that is used for actual poor countries so that people can afford to send a package to their mom, right?
Yeah.
Or their dying uncle or whatever from, let's say they're from Papua New Guinea or something, right? Or let's say they're from, I don't know, Mauritania.
Sure.
Right? Those cool African documentaries we watch where the roads are really
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah, exactly.
Those people can't afford to use the mail.
Sure.
So the World Trade Organization sets up policies to help those countries.
Yes.
China goes, "Oh, I have a space program. I'm going to use that policy.
I have
so that I
nuclear
can
weapons.
I have nuclear weapons. I'm going to flood America and all these other countries with cheap goods so I can actually shut down their local businesses."
Let's put this into perspective just quickly, guys. If I send a letter in the post here in America, if I send a letter in the post to my neighbor, okay? I know that would be dumb because I could just go hand it to him. But let's just say I did someone down the street or maybe in the next neighborhood. It costs me more than a factory in China to send a little doodad all the way from China to my door.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't. It's wrong.
It makes sense because China claims developing nation status, takes advantage of a whole lot of different loopholes. They get subsidies from the Chinese government too, but they take advantage of these international organizations so that they can ship things for almost free by claiming to be a developing country. At the same time, though, space programs, nuclear submarines, massive military, keeps building, claims to be the world's it is the second largest economy, claims to be the world's big superpower now, number 2. It wants to be number 1. And yet,
Belt and Road.
Belt and Road. They're doing imperialism, building infrastructure in other poor countries, but
At
they're
their peril
developing
and debt.
status,
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with the world that they just allow this?
That's what I was going to say. So congrats on the space thing. That's
Yeah.
great. Awesome job. Now stop taking advantage.
Yeah,
Thank
stop
you very
sending
much.
Temu 99 nonsense.
Yes.
Because
Enough.
Jeff's in the bathroom taking a Temu.
I'm not joking anymore.
Yeah.
This isn't a funny segment.
No.
This is actually wrong, and it feels broken as hell. It's so stupid that that a Chinese company can send something to my door.
Yeah, for
basically
$5
for free.
Yeah.
And I can't even send a card to my grandma for the same price.
Well, I mean, here's where they get you a lot is when you get sent something from China and they say like, oh, you get free returns or whatever. It arrives at your door, it's a piece of junk. You want to send it back. The shipping to send it back costs more than like 20 of those items.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't send it back.
No.
That's how they get away with a lot of this stuff. It's ridiculous. It is a broken system. China needs to stop.
Yeah.
The world needs to stop allowing them from getting away with this, nonsense.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's why it gives birth to these huge companies that take
Yeah.
over Amazon, take over all this mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
You can't afford to be in business when you can buy the doodad from China for free, basically.
Dude, if I'm sitting in my basement and I'm making a keychain or something and trying to sell it online, I have to still ship it at full price.
Not to mention the knockoff shops immediately, if your item becomes popular,
No, they just copy it.
they'll just copy it and then they send it for free.
Yeah,
It sucks.
it's not fair.
Enough.
Something like that. Ah, thank you for my Wumao.
China.
Fire! Whoa! Whoa! Jesus. Is that? Oh,
It's just
it's actually nauseating.
Fight.
Okay. Whoa! Here we go. Oh man!
For how
Comes
long?
in with a big chop, and a big right and a left hook.
It's like, you know.
Why? This thing sucks.
Close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind were